I wanted to maybe use this card on this page, but I wanted to show you something about it. This is a mask, and usually what you would do is you do this digitally and put your photograph right down on this mask, and it would come out just, you know, with these edges. But they're really fun to use too as backgrounds for photos. However, I don't like this off-white on this white, so I took just a piece of one of the decorative papers I made for you, and I think I'm going to try that one with the, seems like that last scallop on this pair of scissors doesn't cut right, so I'm probably going to go back with the regular scissors and fix it. I think that's one thing I didn't understand when I first started scrapbooking, these many years ago, is that you do have to do a lot of fixing. You can't expect everything just to work right, and I expected, you know, the scissors to cut and stuff like that, and it just doesn't always come out that way. So you've got to learn to be inventive and, you know, fix what breaks and don't stress out about it. Let's see if that's gonna work. Oh, I made it too small. Okay, so I've cut this one out, and I'm satisfied enough with that, and it can go here, maybe like that. So, you know, and I feel kind of bad. I apologize. One thing I was not going to do was chit chat, and I think I chit chatted the whole video to you. Yeah, I've lost track, but there's yet another page done. And inside of this, we have this one. I'm thinking I'm going to leave this alone. You probably have stickers. I have some stickers, and you know, or you could cut out more frames and go on this page. So I think I'm going to leave that one and plan on that being for photographs. The next one is the one that we've already done with the nice pocket. The next one will have writing. Writing is going to face the pocket. So I was thinking about doing some stamping or some die cuts on the inside of this. Now, if you don't have die cuts, you can buy them. You know, you can pick up the shapes at the dollar store, or you can stamp, you can cut out a coloring page, you could cut something pretty out of an envelope. There are a million ways to decorate this page without doing exactly what I do. Okay, let me run and grab my stamps. Okay, I'm back, and we are not going to do any stamping. I don't know why I said that. If you've never done any of this before, you're going to be terrified at doing something new. So we're going to continue on. While I was stopped, I did cut out some just really basic shapes. I have some squares and rectangles, and I do have some circles and scallop circles like this also that I may stop and get, but mostly it's just these. That one's not even right. So I have those. I took this largest one, and I blackened the edges with the Distress Oxide. So now I'm going to fasten it down on this blank page, which will be so much easier than stamping, you see. And what if we did that? Sometimes I like to kind of offset them, but I think I'm just going to put this one up straight. Yeah. And I'm just using the tape runner for this. Easy peasy. And then I'm going to use this little thing as a label, but I'm going to pop it up. So I need dimensional adhesive, which was here earlier. It is now buried. Here it is. And these are a little bit, the ones I had before were the Stampin' Up! Ones, and these are something else that came from, you know, one of those craft stores. And they stick up a little further. And since this is probably going to be your label, you might like that. Now, if you don't have these shapes, you know, grab one off the internet and cut around it with your scissors. There's that. See how quickly this is falling together? I'm really pleased with it. And I don't want a flower here since I've got one there. It's crooked. There we go. I don't want a flower here, but I'd like something. Maybe I'll do this lollipop over here just to have, you know, continuation. I don't want that empty corner on that page. So here's a lollipop, and the colors go nicely. So I think that'll work. Now, so all of this is going to go in here, and we are now more than halfway done. That's why I stopped and I grabbed some of the scraps and started cutting out shapes, because now we're kind of to a point where we can continue on with our new shapes and things. So here's a frame. I want to be sure that you have plenty of frames. And I'm just, you know, going to play around. Not going to use that red on the red. Okay. I haven't done any blue yet. I don't know how that looks. Sometimes I wish you guys were live so that you could tell me what you think. Kind of like that. Alright, I think what I'm going to do, oh no wait, here's another frame. Nope, that's not going to work. Alright, I'm going to stop it for a second. I'm going to cut out a few more shapes with the papers that go in our kit. Alright, I wanted to show you what I'm doing for this next page. I cut these shapes just out of some of our papers. This was, the blue was a page I wasn't going to use, and then this was a piece of this same stuff. It's just turned a different way. So I've glued the three of them together with wet glue. And what I'm going to do is make kind of a little pocket for this page. So it's not real important what it looks like or anything, except for things to tuck into it. This is a tuck pocket. You want to really have your, this is just the glue runner, but I mean, excuse me, the ATC, the tape runner, but I've put a lot of it because I really want it to stay. So this will just adhere like so. You want to really press it down good. And then you can take some of your journal cards or your photos or your ephemera and just pop them right into the pocket there. They will, I think they'll go either way. Let me see. Yeah, but they're still going to stick out. So there's that. So that's that page. Now on the facing page, while I had the camera off earlier, I went ahead and glued down one of the lined pages because I'm a writer. That's actually what I do for a living. I'm a writer, and so I need these. So I went ahead and glued that one down. That'll be a writing page. And now we are back over to the golden sun page, and let's go ahead and decorate that. I have this, I really want to use this frame. I keep laying it down and then picking it back up. I'd like to use that frame, so let's see what would go with that. Now be careful, let me show you something that I did wrong here. This is the USA frame, and I made sure the word USA was upright. But when we go to the back, now I find this one is upside down because these USAs are upside down. Not a huge deal, but if you're giving it away, you want to be sure everything is upright. This is actually my very favorite page, and it got cut off as I was telling you. I just love this page, and I think I may just do another pocket. I really like pockets. And then we could do this right on the top. I like that idea a lot. So let's go ahead and remember, you fold these edges in. I just do a 1/4 inch on each side. A lot of people do a 1/2 inch. If you're going to put a whole lot of things in it, or you know it's going to be a fat pocket, maybe you have a lot of photos, then you want to do a 1/2 inch. This is actually just a scrap, I think, of this paper. Now remember, open it back up and cut those corners to get rid of the bulk. Okay, and then normally this is where I'd put the Twine tape, which is a, I'll put a link to it. It's, in my opinion, the best double-sided tape to use for something like this, but in the interest of easy and possibly beginner, just use your tape liner or your wet glue. You know, you could save a lot of money by using Elmer's or Aleene's glue. And I'm going to put this down in the bottom corner. Now, I'm trying to think if we want some glitter or... See, now I got started on the glitter. That's me. We could do glitter. We could do some washi tape on this page. Even just around the pocket. You could do a washi tape for a frame also if you are so inclined. You know, if you didn't have these dies and you didn't want to cut out the paper, you could just take your washi tape and create a frame. I'm just running it up beside the pocket to offset it a little bit from that paper. This is, to me, 4th of July is casual, so this is a more casual, simple design. Now let's see about that piece of pie I've been trying to put everywhere. Nope, still doesn't really fit. Maybe this pie needs to be smaller. Maybe I should go back and make it small. Now we have, I think, only one more. I'm trying to look in that one that's drying. I'm probably going to ruin it. No, it's done. So we just have this page left. Wow. For this one,
okay, sorry about that. What you see here is that all I've done is cut out another pocket one and glue it down, and then on the top left I've put in a red label, and on the top right I put in a 2 by 2 inch blue square. Then I cut out 2 of the label shapes, one with lines and one without the lines, and you're going to see me assembling those so that the one with lines is covered up, sort of like a secret message, as we go forward in the video.
Couldn't see it, I'm sorry, but you see where I am. And so now this is going to go on here. So at this point, let's put some wet glue on there. It's funny about that pie slice, because I was thinking, I debated and debated whether to give you a whole apple pie or just a slice, and I decided a slice, and it didn't work out well at all, did it? Okay, so you see how this goes right on top, and if I had cut them nicely, you can hold them together and cut them better. And that'll cover that up, and then you have a page that flips open. Okay, now, so when we assemble it, our button's probably ready now. Let's see, we go this way, that's the very middle, so this goes here. Now let's look at what we have for pages. We don't have the cover on yet. We've got lots of places to write. Uh-oh. We've got a blank page I forgot about. We have to go back and do that one, and we have to do the inside of the two covers, and we're done. But isn't this cute, and it's so fast? The journaling cards are separate from your other files, so you could just easily print, you know, more journal cards if you wanted to. This was supposed to go somewhere. This is what I do. I have big ideas, and then I turn on the camera, and that's it. All right, here's another nice frame design that you might want to do. Here's the frame, and I'm going to put this on the frame before I adhere it. Remember, if you're cutting out the center, lift your frame, leave your frame loose at the top so that you can slide a photograph in behind it. I don't ever do that. But a lot of people do. There's that. And not quite dry yet, so when I turned it over I kind of messed it up. But see how easily that adds life to that page. Okay, so now all we've got left is this cover.
I wanted to take a second and explain what you're seeing here. The frame, of course, is laid over a scrap of the striped paper that's in your kit. Then I cut two identical label shapes, so I offset the blue one a little bit so it could be seen. At the bottom right, you see a 2-inch blue scallop circle, which is under the sunburst from your kit, and I just covered that with glossy accent and sprinkled glitter over it and let it dry. Then I glued the fireworks flower from your kit over the top of that. The circle on your left is just a circle punch of some scrap paper that I had painted on.
Let me show you how that's going to go. Rather than trying to use a bone folder on that, I'm going to put it here so that I know my line is straight. Let's see, I better do it this way first. This should be right at 5.5. Okay, the line is not exactly centered. See that? I don't know if you can see it. The line for the center, because of the way my paper was cut, it didn't exactly come out center. But I'm not going to worry about that because I added the extra, and that's going to come onto the back. This is the back. So I'm going to do this a few times, really pressing down to be sure I make a dent. Then I'm going to turn it over and make sure that lines up exactly, and do it again. Now, this is the inside cover that you're looking at. If this color bothers you, by all means, you'll make it stronger anyway if you take one of the pages that we didn't use and glue it down. You would have an instant inner cover. In fact, let's just do that. Okay? Let's just go ahead and do that. That's really pretty. It gives us a base to work on. It wasn't what I had in mind, but I'm going to go with it. And that's the thing, you know, when you start out with crafts like this, people are afraid to experiment. Even in our, if you went to public school like I did, even in our art classes, we aren't allowed to be artistic or creative, so you're afraid to when you become an adult. And the most important thing is just to play and experiment and have fun. And if it doesn't look right, just say, you know, it was only paper. Now, I already have a bend in that, so I want it to go right there on the center. Okay, that came out a little lower than we planned, but what was I just saying? What the heck? Now, it's trying to come up already. There we go. There we go. Now take your bone folder, and I would go ahead and flip it inside out as well. I would do it out here. And then I would do it on the inside. Then the next thing we're going to do is we're going to put the whole thing together. If you are giving this as a gift, I would say cut out one of your shapes and do your to and from right here. That'd be very, very nice. The one that looks like brackets would be pretty. And on the back, I usually either put my name and address and everything in case it gets lost, or I put a big pocket to hold miscellaneous whatever, you know. Okay, so that's what I would do with that. And the way that we're going to stitch it together, I forgot to tell you, we're going to use needle and thread, any kind of thread, yarn, embroidery floss would be exactly the right weight, but any kind of thread will do. If you're using sewing thread, go ahead and put about 3 strands together, okay? And we're going to have to punch holes. Most people use an awl for that, A-W-L, an awl. It's a pointy tool, and I have one around here someplace, but I actually have a thing for jewelry making that I'll probably just use it. So let me grab that and I'll be right back.